We are moving on to Game 5 of the On Deck Baseball Pro King of the Hill tournament, the newest version of the On Deck Baseball game. The San Francisco 1962 Ball Club is moving on to their third game of the tournament, having beaten the 1973 Oakland team last game. Today's opponent is going to be the 1984 Detroit team. Excellent team featuring Jack Morris, and then of course you have Lou Whitaker, Alan Trammell, Kirk Gibson with those late inning heroics, Lance Parrish, the Big Wheel, Darrell Evans, Ruppert Jones, Johnny Grubb, Chet Lemon, Dave Bergman. Star-studded team here. For the Giants, they are going to have Juan Marichal starting on the mound. This is the season right before he jettisoned to superstardom with that huge 1963 season. So this is still a young Juan Marichal. He did have 18 wins in 1962, along with 18 complete games. The star of the last game for San Francisco is Willie McCovey, who went 3 for 4 with 4 RBIs and a run scored. So he set the pace for the offense in San Francisco. We're going to see if that holds true today, or if another superstar will rise to the occasion. The bullpen for San Francisco comes in with a little bit of fatigue. Obviously, you have the two starters at the top who need a few days rest, but Bolin and Miller both need a day rest to be fully rested. They can come into the game. They are available, but they will come in at a -1 fatigue point. So, with that said, we have Jack Morris on the mound for Detroit and Juan Marichal on the mound for the Giants. We're going to go ahead and switch up these pitchers, and we are going to dive right into this game. Let's go ahead and play ball on the Game 5 of the King of the Hill tournament featuring On Deck Baseball Pro. I've already done my little chart here on the score sheet to make it a little bit easier so I can keep the pitchers always facing the back. And we're going to go ahead and start it off with the first pitch. Sweet Lou Whitaker leading off for Detroit. Now, the San Francisco team is the home team. I've decided that whenever a team does carry on into the next round, that they will continue to be the home team to be able to give them last licks in case they are behind. All right, so Sweet Lou is a lefty. Juan Marichal is a righty, so it's going to be lefty versus righty. It's a +1 on the roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Sweet Lou. And 6-5 is a base hit. Lou Whitaker reaches with a base hit to start the game off. Next up, it's going to be his double play partner, Alan Trammell. Alan Trammell had a fantastic season in 1984, about a .314, 14 home runs, 19 stolen bases, solid defender up the middle. He is a righty. It's going to be equal on the roll. That is a pitcher's card for Marichal. 10-6 is a walk. Alan Trammell draws a walk, and already off the bat we have runners at first and second with nobody out, and Kirk Gibson coming up. Gibson 27 home runs in 1984. He is a lefty. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a batter's card on Gibson. 10-7, that is a blue 10. Red 7 is a double. The Detroit hit parade is starting here as Sweet Lou is going to cross the plate. Trammell is heading over to third. Let's see if he gets the wave. It goes to the left fielder. The left fielder's arm is a 2 out there, Harvey Kuhn. And Trammell scoring is going to be 70% chance. I think he's going to just come around. We're going to hold the runner at second as Kirk Gibson comes through with a 2 RBI double here in the top of the first. So right away, Marichal is in trouble. Lance Parrish, the Big Wheel, coming up. Fantastic catcher in the 1980s. Righty versus righty here. It's a -2. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 8-5 is a flyout. So we do get the first out here. Flyout goes to left. 1 away. Runner still in scoring position as Darrell Evans makes his way to the plate. Fantastic offensive player. I believe the late 70s and the 80s. Only 16 home runs in 1984. And he is a lefty, so it's going to be a -1 here on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-4 is another flyout to center. 2 away. Ruppert Jones coming up. He is playing left field. Fantastic arm out there in left. 12 home runs in 1984, a .284 average. Lefty hitter. It's going to be equal roll, and it's going to be a batter's card for Jones. 7-1 is a flyout to left field. So after 2 quick runs, Marichal gets out of it, getting the next 3 to fly out. So we're going to go into the bottom of the first. Jack Morris is on the mound for Detroit. Morris, a 3.60 ERA, 1.28 WHIP, 19 wins in 1984, 148 Ks. Solid postseason pitcher for several teams. Harvey Kuhn going to be leading things off here. He is a righty. It's going to be -1 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Kuhn. 3-2 is a ground out to third base. Up steps Chuck Hiller. He is a lefty. It's going to be equal roll. And it's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-3 is a fly out to center. Felipe Alou, I believe he had a double in the first game. Sorry, a double in the last game. And he is a righty, so it's going to be equal. That's going to be a batter's card for Alou. 9-4 is a base hit. So San Francisco has their first base runner of the game. And that's going to bring up Say Hey Kid, Willie Mays, 49 home runs in 1962. He had a grand slam in San Francisco's first game of the tournament. See if he can come through here. It is a -1 as they're both righties. He gets the batter's card. 6-6 is a base hit. Alou is going to be on third. He can risk scoring all the way from first. Let's see where it goes here. Left field. Ruppert Jones with that forearm. And I don't think we're going to risk that. So we have first and third with 2 away. And up steps the hero from last game, Willie McCovey. 20 home runs in 1962. A young Willie McCovey. He is a left-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. That is a pitcher's card. 7-6 is a walk. And we have bases loaded and 2 outs. And Orlando Cepeda coming up. Cepeda had a couple of good games so far, hitting each game. Equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. Can Jack Morris get out of it? 1-1 he does. That is a strikeout. Jack Morris gets out of the bases loaded threat. And we'll move on to the top of the second. Juan Marichal still on the mound. Johnny Grubb coming up. He is DHing for 1984 Detroit. 8 home runs, 267 hitter on the season, 1984. He is a left-handed batter. It's going to be equal roll. It's going to be a batter's card for Grubb. 7-4 is a flyout to left field. So Marichal gets in trouble with the first 3 batters of the game, but he has gotten the next 4 to fly out. Chet the Jet coming up. Center fielder, fantastic defensive player, 20 home runs in 1984. Chet Lemon, righty versus righty here. It's going to be -2. It's going to be a batter's card. 5-4 is a ground out, so quick inning for Marichal here. Let's see. Oh, that's only the second out. Dave Bergman coming up. It is equal on the roll. Batter's card. 8-6, so just when I think that the inning is over, we have a base hit here, and that is a base hit plus. We're going to see where that goes. It goes to right field. The right fielder's arm is a 3. I don't think we're going to stretch that into a double. A wrist double, that'd be only 20% chance, so we're not going to do that. We're going to go back up to the top of the order, and Sweet Lou coming up. Lou is 1 for 1 so far in the game. It is a lefty versus righty matchup. It's a +1 on the roll. That is definitely a batter's card. 7-4 is a ground out. That is going to do it here in the top of the second inning, as Lou Whitaker will ground out to first. Will take it himself, 3-U. And back over to the bottom of the second. Tom Holler, the catcher, pulling up the catching duties with Marichal on the mound. Lefty versus righty here. It's going to be equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Holler. 6-2 is a ground out. First base. Jim Davenport, third baseman, now up. Righty versus righty, -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Davenport. 6-3 is a ground out to the pitcher, 1-3. Jose Pagan coming up, 2 away here in the bottom of the second. Pagan is a righty, so it's a -1 on a roll. That is a batter's card for Pagan. 9-4 is a walk. So he draws a 2-out walk. We have a man on first coming back up to the top of the order. And Harvey Kuhn. Kuhn 0 for 1, grounded out to third base in the first inning. -1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-1 is a possible wild pitch. We do have a man on first, so we're going to take the pitcher's accuracy, which is a 4, and we are going to subtract that from the catcher's defense, which is a 4, so that's a -8 on a roll. If it is a negative outcome on a roll of 2 dice, then it's nothing. If it is a positive outcome, it's a wild pitch or passed ball. So a -8 applied to a roll of 2 dice, that is a 0, so it is neither negative or positive, but a 0 will be a safe result, so there is no passed ball. We're going to go ahead and roll over on the confrontation roll for that. That's going to be a -1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card again. Lost my die. That is a 10-4, blue 10, red 4, and this is a line out. And now we'll do it here in the bottom of the second, as Kuhn will line out to third base. Juan Marichal getting a little bit better after that first inning where he got into trouble and allowed 2 runs. And Alan Trammell will be leading off the top of the third here. Righty versus righty. He walked in the first inning. That's going to be a batter's card. 6-4 is a ground out. Third base. It's going to bring up Gibson, who had that big 2 RBI double. Lefty versus righty. It's equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 5-3 is a ground out. Too short. Marichal cruising now. And up steps Lance Parrish. Righty versus righty, -2. That's going to be a batter's card for Parrish. 5 is a strikeout. That does a quick inning there. Top of the third. Jack Morris still on the mound for the Tigers. And the number 2 hitter, Chuck Hiller, coming to the plate. San Francisco needing some runs if they're going to stay in this tournament. It is equal roll. That is a pitcher's card. 6-5 is a ground out. Third base. Felipe Alou now up. He's 1 for 1 with a single. Righty versus righty. That's an equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 9-4 is another base hit. So 1 on, 1 out. And up steps Willie Mays. See if he can come through big time here. -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-5 is a flyout. So Mays doesn't get the job done as he flies out to center. But McCovey stepping up. See if he can continue his hot hitting. He walked in the first. It is a equal roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And that isn't flyout to center. So 1 hit that inning, 1 man left on base. And we're going to move over to the top of the fourth now. Marichal looking to continue his good pitching here as he'll face Darrell Evans, third baseman. His lefty versus righty -1. That's going to be a batter's card for Evans. 6-1 is a possible error. We're going to roll both dice on the same matrix. A 4-3 on a flyout. So possible error by Felipe Alou. We're going to go ahead and find his card and roll on the primary chart. Make sure that he is primarily a right fielder. He is. And we're going to roll right here to see if there's an error. That one little blue spot on 8 is no error, so chances are he made the error here. He did. It's a 1-base error. So Darrell Evans is aboard with nobody out on an E9. That's going to bring up Ruppert Jones. 0 for 1, flew out to left in his first at-bat. It is equal on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Jones. 10-8, and that is a home run. A red 10, a blue 8, home run, 2-run shot. As the error comes back to hurt the San Francisco Ball Club, and they are now down 4-0. We also need to roll on Marichal, as he has now given up 3 runs, actually 4. I'll roll on his poise chart here on a sad face. It is a 7 and it is a -1. So a young Marichal getting rattled here by the 84 Detroit team, and that's going to bring up Johnny Grubb. Grubb is a lefty. It is now a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 8-3 is a ground out. So we have 1 away now as he grounds out to third base. Chet Lemon coming up. He is 0 for 1. It is a -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-6 is a walk. Chet Lemon is aboard. And only 1 away. And the first baseman, Dave Bergman, coming up. Bergman is 1 for 1. It can be a righty versus lefty, a +1 here. That's a batter's card for Bergman. 10-5. And that is another walk. Marichal clearly rattled here. So he has given up 2 walks after the home run. Sweet Lou stepping up. 1 out, 2 men on. Lefty versus righty. It's going to be a plus. Let's see, righty minus. +2 now. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 8-4 is a fly out, so the second out here as he flies out the center, and that is going to bring up Alan Trammell. He is a +2 now. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 4-2 is a ground out. So Marichal gets out of that as the ground out to third base will end the inning, but the damage is done as Ruppert Jones hits a 2-run home run, and Detroit is now up 4-0. Jack Morris still pitching strong. He'll be coming up against Orlando Cepeda, who's leading things off here in the bottom of the 4th. He is a righty. It's equal. That is a batter's card for Cepeda. 7-2 is a flyout to right field. Tom Haller coming up. 0 for 1 in the game. Lefty versus righty here. Equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card. 6-1 is a pop out. Pop out to first base. Both of his outs going to the first baseman, Bergman. Jim Davenport up. He is 0 for 1 in the game. It's going to be a -1. That is a pitcher's card. 6-1 is a ground out to shortstop. So a quick inning there. Jack Morris pitching very well for Detroit. And that's going to bring up Kirk Gibson here in the top of the 5th for Detroit. Lefty versus righty. It's a +1 on a roll now. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 9-8 is a base hit. So Detroit is getting all the rolls here in this game as they lead off the inning with a base hit. And we have 1 on, and Lance Parrish coming up. Parrish, one of the big offensive threats that catchers for the 1980s, hit 33 home runs. Excuse me. But only a .237 batting average. So his on-base percentage, .287, not great. You will see some home runs on the back of his card, but not a lot of positive outcomes. He is a righty versus a righty here. It's -1. That is going to be a pitcher's card. 9-5 is a walk. Marichal walking a lot of batters here. It is now first and second with nobody out, and Darrell Evans coming up. It's equal roll here. That's going to be a batter's card for Evans. 2-2 is a strikeout. Ruppert Jones coming to the plate. He hit that big home run last inning. It's going to be a +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Jones. 5-2 is a strikeout. So 2 away now, first and second. Johnny Grubb stepping up to the plate. He is a lefty. It's a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-2 is a flyout. And the fly out to left will get Marichal out of the inning. But San Francisco is still down by 4 as they have not put any runs up on the board yet. Jose Pagan leading off here in the bottom of the 5th. It's going to be a -1 roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 10-9. Blue 10, red 9 is a double. So a leadoff double here will get things started for San Francisco in the bottom of the 5th. Harvey Kuhn stepping up to the plate. -1 on the roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. And a red 10, blue 9 is a possible home run. That is a -4, so we're going to roll off of the batter's power number, which is only a 2. So -4 plus a 2 is a -2 on a confrontation roll. 6 and up is a home run. And it is not. It is a fly out to right field. So tough luck there for Harvey Kuhn. Warning track power and gets robbed of a home run. Chuck Hiller now up. He is a lefty. It is a equal roll. That is a batter's card for Hiller. 6-2 is a line out to third base. Felipe Alou now coming up 2 away. Man in scoring position with Pagan on second. Righty versus righty, it's equal. And it's going to be a batter's card for Alou. Can he help the Giants out here? 7-2 is a flyout. He does not come through. That flyout is going to go to left. That will do it for San Francisco. So now we are coming up into the top of the 6th. Juan Marichal is a 5 stamina. We are going to have to roll here. He has not had a great start so far, but with the bullpen having some fatigue issues, we are going to try and keep him in the ballgame a little bit longer. He gets a -1. He is now a 1-2. It is the bottom of the order coming up. We'll see how long we can keep him in here, but a rough start certainly for Juan Marichal. Chet Lemon coming up to hit here in the top of the 6th. Righty versus righty. It is now equal roll for him. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-6 is another walk. Marichal having a real tough ball game here. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th walk on the day for Marichal. Yeah, 90 walks on the season. Young Marichal fine-tuning his game, going to come back next season with a fantastic year. Yeah, we have a lefty versus righty here. It's going to be +2 on the roll. That is a batter's card for Bergman. 7-2 is a flyout. So center field. And we'll turn over our cards here as we go to the top of the order. Will Whitaker now with a man on and 1 out. It is a +3. That is definitely a batter's card. 7-2 is a ground out. Back to the pitcher. And we have man on first. We're going to try for the double play here. A -2 on Lemon. So we're rolling here on the double play chart, second base. He has a 30% chance of beating it out there. He does not. So that is, let's see, Whitaker is a lefty, so that's a 1-6. And the shortstop, Pagan, is a 4 on Lou Whitaker. Roll 1 die here, see if we complete the double play. We do, a 1-6-3 double play. And now we'll end the top of the 6th. Now we rolled on Marichal. We're going to have to do the same here for Jack Morris. Morris having a much better game than Marichal. We'll roll 1 die here, a 2, and we get a -1. So he is down to a 2-3 now. And that might give the San Francisco Ball Club a little bit of hope as Willie Mays steps up to the plate. Mays is a righty. It is now equal roll. And it's a pitcher's card. 4-4 is a ground out. Third base. Willie McCovey now stepping to the plate. He is 0 for 1. Did draw a walk in the first inning. He is a lefty. It's going to be +1 on the roll. That is a batter's card for McCovey. 7-5 is a walk. So McCovey aboard with another walk. Man on for Orlando Cepeda. -1 on the roll. That is a pitcher's card. 9-2 is a flyout. 2 left. 2 away. Tom Haller now up with a man on and 2 away. +1 on the roll. That's going to be batter's card for Haller. 7-6. And we got a base hit. McCovey goes to third. He's a little too slow to score from first. We're going to have Jim Davenport up now with men on first and third and 2 away. Davenport is a righty. It's going to be equal roll. That's going to be batter's card. Can Davenport come through here for San Francisco? 10-5. He does. Base hit. That's going to drive in McCovey. Haller Not very quick though, as it's going to be just falling in there for a short single. However, second, the San Francisco Ball Club does have a run in, and Jose Pagan coming up with first and second and 2 outs. Equal roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Pagan. 10-8. Another base hit. But that is another short base hit as Haller is jamming up the base paths. We now have bases loaded, 2 away, and the top of the order coming up. This could be a big 2-out rally. Let's see if Kuhn can continue it. Righty versus righty, it's equal. That's going to be a pitcher's card. It's going to be hard to continue this off of Morris's card. 6-2, and he does not. He pops out to end the inning. He will pop out to left field. So the Giants get 1 run on 3 hits. They do strand 3. That could come back to haunt them. Marichal, he is going to have to come out of the ball game here. A short 6-inning game for a guy who had 18 complete games. And we are going to see who we have to come in. And I think we are going to have a young Gaylord Perry coming up to the mound. He can give us 3 innings. He had a rough ERA there, a rough whip. We'll see if he can get through this lineup and give the San Francisco Ball Club a chance at coming back. So Perry will come in. And he will face off against Trammell for the first batter in the top of the 7th. Trammell 0 for 2. He did score a run when he reached on a walk in first inning. Got to write my little chart here. Perry just a 1-2 against lefty-righty. So he's going to be a +2 on the roll here. That's going to be a batter's card for Trammell. 9-7. The hits continue, as that is a base hit plus. Let's see where it goes. Left field. And his arm is a 2. And it's just going to fall in for a base hit as Trammell reaches with a base hit here to lead off the 7th. Kirk Gibson now coming up. He is a +2 on this roll now. That's still just a pitcher's card. 8-5 is a flyout. That's right. That's going to bring up Lance Parrish with a man on and 1 out. Righty versus righty here. It's going to be equal. That's a pitcher's card. 7-6 is a flyout to left field. We have 2 away now with 1 on, and Darrell Evans coming up. Evans a lefty. It's going to be +1. That's going to be a batter's card for Evans. 5-4 is a ground out plus, so this could possibly come through for a base hit. We're going to find out where that goes. That is to first base. So what that means is Cepeda is off the bag. He's going to try and make a good play over to Perry covering first off of his arm. He is a 2, and it's a 60% chance we get the out here. We roll an 8, and we do. So a 3-1 with a spectacular play by Cepeda to end the inning. And we're going to go back over now to the bottom of the 7th as the San Francisco Ball Club is running out of outs. Chuck Hiller coming up. We are going to have to roll on Morris's 2nd inning of work past his stamina. An 8 is a -1. So if we keep him in for this entire inning, this is a good inning for San Francisco to get some runs here. Chuck Hiller leading off. It's going to be a +2 on the roll now. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-3 is a pop out to second base. Felipe Alou coming up now. Righty versus righty, +2 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Alou. 3-2 is a strikeout. And one last out here in the 7th to go, and Willie Mays stepping to the plate. He is a +1. That is a batter's card for Mays. 8-1 is a possible error. We're going to roll on the same matrix. 8-6. All right, so that error is possibly going to get him an extra base off of a base hit. We're going to see where it goes. It goes to right field. Right field is Gibson. Let's see if he, yep, it looks like he is going to allow an extra base 10. He does. So Mays gets a base hit, but on an error by Gibson, gets over to second, as we now have a runner in scoring position with 2 away, and Willie McCovey coming up. Lefty versus righty. It's going to be +2 here on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for McCovey. This could be huge. 8-4 is a ground out. So Morris gets out of it as McCovey grounds out to third. That's going to do it there, and we're going to go back over now to the top of the 8th as Ruppert Jones will lead off against Gaylord Perry. Lefty versus righty. It's going to be +2 for Jones. That's going to be a batter's card. 4-2, though, is a strikeout. Johnny Grubb coming up now, 1 away here in the top of the 8th. Lefty versus righty. It's going to be +2. That is a batter's card for Grubb. 7-2 is a strikeout. That's going to bring up Chet Lemon. 0 for 1, but has had 2 walks. He is a righty, so it's going to be righty versus righty. It's equal. That's going to be a batter's card for Lemon. 10-9. Blue 10, red 9 is a home run, so Detroit piling it on. Well, not piling on, but at least getting another insurance run here, as they are now up 5-1. And San Francisco's hopes of moving on to another game are quickly dwindling as they fall behind by 4. Dave Bergman now up. Lefty versus righty here. He's going to be a +2 on that roll. Batter's card here for Bergman. 9-3 is a pop out to the catcher, and now I'll do it here in the top of the 8th. So now Morris is going to probably come out. That's a rough roll there. I think he is going to come out. We are going to bring in Ariolo Lopez, strong reliever for Detroit. They actually have a very good bullpen. Willie Hernandez, their closer. But Lopez, 2.94 ERA, 1.17 WHIP in 1984. Did have 14 saves. So Lopez comes into the ball game trying to get the final 6 outs to eliminate San Francisco from the tournament. Cepeda will lead off the bottom of the 8th here. Alright, my little bracket here. Tough against righties. Alright, it's an equal roll. There's going to be a batter's card for Cepeda. 5-6 is a ground out plus. We're going to see where that goes. That goes to third base. Third baseman Evans has a 2-arm. For Cepeda, he has a chance at beating out this play. 7 he does, so an infield base hit will get things started here as Cepeda reaches on a tough play to third. Tom Holler will come up, and he is a lefty. It's a +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card for Holler. 2-1, that's a strikeout. Davenport now up for San Francisco as they are down to their last 5 outs. Davenport, a righty. It's righty versus righty, -1. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 7-6. He draws a walk. So we have runners at first and second, 1 away. Jose Pagan coming up. If they can get some base runners here and get back to the middle of the order, they have a chance. It is -1 on the roll. That's a pitcher's card. 5-3 is a flyout to left field. Gonna head back to the top of the order here now. Harvey Kuhn up. We have 2 away, runners on first and second. Kuhn could come up with a big base hit here. -1 on a roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card. 8-5. That is not going to do it. That's a flyout to right field. And that's going to come over to the top of the 9th now. Gaylord Perry still going to stay on the mound. And the top of the order coming up for Detroit. Lou Whitaker coming up. He is a lefty. It's a +3 here on a roll. That is a batter's card. 9-3 is a ground out. Weak dribbler that the catcher picks up, tosses over to the first baseman Cepeda for the first out. Alan Trammell coming up. He is 1 for 3. Did have a walk in the first with a run scored. He's going to be +2 here on the roll. That's a batter's card for Trammell. 6-2 is a ground out plus. Going to find out where that went. And that's the catcher. A little dribbler up the line. Holler makes the play. He has a 3-arm. Let's see if he can get him out at first. He does not. Alan Trammell beats out an infield base hit as he just gets wood on it. And that's going to bring up Kirk Gibson now with 1 away and 1 man on to +2 roll here. It's going to be a pitcher's card. 6-4 is a ground out chance for a double play now. Find out where that ground out goes. It went to the second baseman. Second baseman Hiller is only a 2 fielder. So Trammell trying to beat it out to second. 7, he does not. So 4-6, and the shortstop Pagan is a 4 on Gibson. 7, and that is a inning-ending double play. 4-6-3 as Gaylord Perry gets out of it. And we are going to now go to the bottom of the 9th. The final 3 outs for the Giants. They do have the part of their order they want up for this. And Lopez is going to stay in the game as they're not going to bring in Willie Hernandez. Save him for the next game if Detroit manages to move on. So it's a lefty versus righty here. +1 on the roll. That is going to be a batter's card for Hiller. 8-8 is a base hit. So San Francisco off to the right start here in the bottom of the 9th. Felipe Alou coming up. Righty versus righty is going to be equal. That is going to be a batter's card. Let's see if Alou can continue this. 9-4 is a fly out. So that will be the first out of the inning. He flies out to left. And Willie Mays coming up. Big spot for him. It's going to be -1 roll. That's going to be a pitcher's card though. 7-2 is a fly out. As San Francisco is now down to their last out, Willie McCovey coming up. He is 0 for 2 in the game. We have a man on, 2 away, and this could eliminate San Francisco from the tournament here. +1 on the roll. That's going to be a batter's card from McCovey. 8-2, and that is going to do it. That is a flyout. Fly to right field. San Francisco, their winning streak comes to an end as they are eliminated from the King of the Hill tournament. And 1984 Detroit will now move on. Gaylord Perry came in, pitched admirably, gave up a run. Juan Marichal, a tough start, but Jack Morris will get the victory here. We're going to have to give him the player of the game as he only allows 1 run through 7 innings against a very strong 1962 San Francisco lineup. We're going to go ahead and do our stats here as I move the cards up the table. Marichal coming down with the loss. He goes 6 innings, and Perry went 3 for a no decision. Marichal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits allowed, 4 runs, only 3 of those earned as the error in the 4th inning put the first man on base. Did give up a lot of walks though. 5 walks. Striking out 1, 2, 3. Facing 28 batters and allowing a home run. For Perry, he gives up 1, 2, 3 hits, 1 run, no walks, striking out 2. He faced 11 batters and gave up that home run. Now on the other side, the star of the game, Jack Morris, he gets the victory. And he went 7 innings, allowing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 hits. Only 1 run, it was earned. And 1, 2, 3 walks. Only 2 Ks. And he faced 9, 18, 27, 32 batters. No home runs allowed. Lopez came in. He got the 6 out hold there. And he gets 1, 2 hits allowed, no runs. 1 walk, 1 K, faced 9 batters, no home runs allowed. So that will do it for Game 5 here. 1962 San Francisco eliminated by 1984 Detroit. And we'll move on to Game 6. We don't know who 1984 Detroit will be going up against. That is all drawn randomly right before the game. But it will sure to be another one of these stellar teams from throughout the game's history. So thank you for joining me. Again, this is On Deck Baseball Pro, the new version of On Deck Baseball. Hope you enjoyed the game. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. And as always, thank you for joining me.